Hello, everyone. Welcome to Financial Literacy Week 2020, where we are giving you the goods, the resources, and the tools so that you can build both business credit and personal credit. Hi, I am Ashley Hannah Williams with A&A Financial Elevation LLC, where we are a full-service financial literacy company helping both businesses and personal consumers build their business credit and personal credit in order to achieve the financial dreams that you are aiming for. So today's presentation is going to be short and sweet to the point, and it's going to focus on creative strategies to building your personal credit. Now, I know that you've probably come across several different presentations, webinars, different quotes, and everything consumer personal credit. And personal credit is not a hard topic to understand, but it is pretty challenging to implement some of the strategies if you are experiencing any type of financial distress or any type of financial instability that would prohibit you from achieving that credit score that you're longing for. So today's presentation is really just going to focus on those personal credit building strategies that you can literally implement today in order for you to build that greatness that you're trying to achieve. So one thing about personal credit, you have to understand what makes up your personal credit score. So there's 5 key components that make up your personal FICO credit score. And your FICO score is the scoring module that lenders mostly use in order to determine your approval or disapproval for different types of business loans and funding, or not even just business loans, but personal loans as well. And with your FICO score, FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation, and it is the most dominant scoring module used by lenders. So with your FICO score, your FICO score is 5 components. So your payment history, which is 35% of your credit score, your credit utilization, which is 30% of your credit score. 15% of your credit score is how long you've established credit. And then you have 10% of your credit score lingering around your credit mixture as well as your new accounts or your inquiries. So whenever you understand what makes up your credit score, it's kind of like the grading system in school. You can then understand what you need to do in order for you to achieve that credit score that you're longing for. So let's get down to business, right? So with your credit score, I want you to understand that it is very important for you to have a very good foundation, a very good credit mixture. And what I mean by that is there are 2 primary types of credit, although there are technically 3. The 2 primary are revolving and installment accounts. So with your revolving and your installment accounts, I want you to understand what those are. So revolving accounts are your credit cards, right? And your installment accounts are things like your student loans, mortgages, personal loans, payday loans. Anything of that sort will be considered an installment account, okay? So one thing that I want you to understand is that it is nearly impossible to reach an 800 without a combination of the 2. So you have to have that healthy foundation of credit mixture in order for you to achieve that credit score that you're longing for. And please note that I said healthy. A healthy credit mixture, you would have to find that balance that is good for your specific credit profile. And there's no one formula that is going to basically be a one size fit all, but I do advise having at least 3 to 5 credit cards and having a few installment loans. I know for most of us, we are subjected to the student loans, and that's fine. But make sure that you have a healthy credit mixture of revolving and installment, because without that healthy credit mixture, it's nearly impossible for you to achieve that 800 credit score. So while you're making sure that you have that healthy credit mixture, I want you to make sure that you are paying those accounts on time. What do I mean by that? So of course, we all know that pay date, right? That pay date is the date that your lender has designated for you to be able to pay that account on time. And anytime you make that payment outside of that payment window or that grace period that they've designated for you, that will be considered a late payment. So making sure that you are paying your accounts on time is so critical because that is 35% of your credit score. So for every one late payment that you make, it takes approximately 3 on-time payments to make up for that late payment. So you're talking 90 days to make up for one late payment, okay? So we want to make sure that we are honing in on making those payments on time. Now, I do want to notify you of what's considered a late payment. So to the credit bureaus, of course, I'm pretty sure you've heard of 30, 60, 90-day lates, right? So anything beyond 30 days late is considered a late payment with the credit bureaus. Now, your creditor has their own designated late payment date in which they've established, which is outside of that grace period, if they've given you one, and you might be assessed a fee. Well, if you pay within 30 days of that date, technically to the credit bureaus, that's not considered a late payment. Now, I don't want you to run away with that and basically go around paying late fees. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to make sure that your payments are paid on time each and every time. And one rule that I would like for you to implement today, because remember, I told you we're going to give you strategies that you can literally implement today, is the 15-3 rule. So with the 15-3 rule, it states you pay half of your payment 15 days before the due date, and you pay the remaining half of your payment 3 days before the due date. So that 15-3 rule not only assists you in cutting down on interest, but it also assists you with making sure that your credit score goes up, up, up with those on-time payments. Now, making sure that you're splitting those payments is definitely saving you interest. And not only that, but it's helping you with your credit utilization score, or not score, but the factor or the credit utilization sector of your credit score. It is basically helping you to lower that as well. So remember the 15-3 rule. 15 days before the due date, pay half. 3 days before the due date, pay the remaining half. Once you do that consistently over a certain amount of time, you will definitely see your credit score go up, up, up. All right. So next, I want you to focus on making sure that your utilization is below 30%. Now, I know life happens, right? But we have to understand that our credit cards are not our emergency fund. We are not to charge things on our credit score, our credit cards that we cannot afford to pay back within the 30-day time frame. So making sure that your credit utilization is below 30% will definitely assist you in 30% of your credit score, which is the credit utilization factor. Now, how you can do this is whatever your credit limit is, multiply that by 0.30. Whatever that number is, that number that you're going to receive from that calculation is the number that you are not to go over on your credit card, right? So let's just take an example. Let me go ahead and pull out my calculator. Let's just say I have a $2,500 credit limit and I multiply that by 0.30. I am not to go over $750 per month on that card. And my goal, my personal goal, is to make sure that all of that money is paid back before that 30-day time frame so that I can avoid interest. So that pushes me over into my second tip for you today. And that tip is for you to make sure that you understand what your statement cut date is, okay? So yes, I've been talking about your payment due date, but let's make sure that we are understanding the difference between a statement due date and a statement cut date. All right. So your statement cut date is the date in which your lender or creditor has designated as the date for them to calculate your interest for the 30 days prior. So one thing about credit cards are billed in arrears. Credit cards are not billed in advance, okay? So what I mean by that is whenever you receive your bill is usually for those purchases that you've made 30 days prior to them calculating your payment, okay, and what's due. So with that being said, if you understand what your statement cut date is, you can make sure that your credit cards are paid off by that date so that whenever they go to calculate the interest or whenever they go and calculate how much is due the following month for those purchases that you've made, both of them can be zero. Say it with me. 0. If you are here with me live, please make sure that you are putting 0 in the chat feature, because I want to make sure that we are understanding that the usage of credit cards is to help us build our credit score, not to put us in debt, okay? And in order to avoid debt, we have to make sure that we are equipped with the armor that we need in order to make sure that we are understanding what we're using and to combat the system and make sure that we are saving interest and make sure that we are not having any debt, okay? So your statement cut date is the date in which your creditors have designated as the date that they are going to go back and do a look back so that they can see how much interest that they need to charge you in order for the purchases that you have paid or the purchases that you have made. So if you are paying off those credit cards by that statement cut date, I can assure you, you are avoiding your interest and you are making sure that you are ending the statement time frame or the 30-day statement cut date at a 0 balance so that you do not have to make sure so that you do not have to pay interest, okay? So making sure that you understand your statement cut date is very critical. So remember, your payment due date and your statement cut date are 2 totally different dates. And if you do not understand where to find that on your statement, make sure that you call your creditor as soon as possible and you can ask them, hi, can you tell me what my statement cut date is? Can you tell me what my statement due date is? Not my statement due date, but my payment due date is. Because if you can ask them that, they will be able to give you that information in 2.5 seconds and you can save yourself time and money. And like my husband always says, systems stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money, okay? And that is what we are aiming for, all right? So I hope that those strategies, those tips were very useful to you, and those were very 2 important strategies. The 15-3 rule and your statement cut date are very important. Making sure that you have a strong foundation of both revolving and installment credit lines is very crucial. Making sure that you're paying those payments on time, understanding the difference between a late payment to your creditor and a late payment to the credit bureaus. Join us again for our next series. We will be talking about the debt collection guide for consumers. So we're going to be talking the Federal Trade Commission or the FTC so that we can give you the goods on the rights that you have as consumers so that you can make sure that you are not being unlawfully dealt with by collection agencies, okay? So make sure that you like, follow, tag, and share our videos, our social media pages. We will really enjoy that. Make sure that you are visiting us online, aafinancialelevation.com. With the credit cards, of course, we got your back. We have several credit cards that we have recommended to you that we've used personally, that our clients have used in order to increase their credit score and to better their financial situation. Business owners, believe me, I did not forget about you. We have a business credit partnership with Divvy that we are so proud to say that we fostered over the last couple of months. So definitely check out our online presence, www.aafinancialelevation.com. You can hover over the credit cards section or the credit card recommendations section so that you can see what's out there for you, no matter what your situation is. If you are just starting out building business credit, if you are rebuilding business credit, if you have a business, if you have excellent credit, we have credit card and credit account recommendations for you. So make sure that you are visiting us online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are there. Just type in A&A Financial Elevation LLC and you will find us. All right, that is all for me today. Again, my name is Ashley Hannah Williams. Visit us at our website, www.aafinancialelevation.com. Like, tag, and share. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until we see each other again, bye.